Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome to my channel. Today we are doing a little bit of deck chemistry and we are pairing up decks to go alongside the Tarot of Hearts by Isabel Hayes. This is a US Games Systems deck. And this is the deck I think I'm going to use this month in February. It's kind of where I'm leaning. It's new. I haven't got a chance to use it. And I thought it would be the perfect time to pull it out and get some use out of it. So I wanted to find some oracle basically to pair along with this deck. Now the thing about my decks when I pair them, they don't necessarily have to be aesthetically pleasing to the eyes, but at the same time I don't want a deck or two decks clashing so much that it distracts me from the reading. What I want my decks to do is to basically hold hands with one another. I want them to support each other. I want the energies to support one another. That doesn't mean that they can't have a little bit of conflicting energy to them, but there's still that underlying energy and vibration of support that comes to pairing or working with two decks at the same time. That's just my feelings on it. So we are going to find some pairings for this deck here that I think is absolutely gorgeous. Now, the first deck I'm going to show with it, because this would be a hands down pairing for me if I wanted to use two tarot together, and that is the Supernova Tarot by Federico Salas, and this is a Lo Scarabeo deck. And the reason why is ever since these two decks came out, when I think of one, I think of the other. I don't know if it's because the red coloring that's in the decks, I don't know what it is, or the vibrant images, because they're very different aesthetic wise, but I cannot think of one and not the other. So these two would definitely, I should, flip through cards instead of just talking, but these two would be a definite pairing together for me if I was looking for two tarots to work together in a reading. Like I said, look, the red, the yellows, there's just something about the imagery, but in both of these decks, even though they're different, that work very well together. I have done several readings with this Supernova Tarot and I love it. I don't even know how to describe the vibe that I feel from it. I thought maybe it was masculine, but the more I worked with it, it had more of like a feminine vibe to it. So there's just something about it. I really do adore it. So like I said, I really do think that these would work well. Six of Cups. Oh, look at this. This King of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. Like those could be his children. I don't know. I just think it works very, very well and would definitely pair these up. So let's try some oracles now and see how I feel about those. One of the very first oracles I thought that would work well with the Tarot of Hearts is the Poesis. This is an independent oracle created by Andrea Wan and poetry by Megan King. You can find it on the poesis-oracle.com. I purchased mine off of Etsy from the creator's Etsy store. I thought these would work well together because this is almost like a palette cleanser, and it's just that black and cream coloring. There's plenty of black and white or black and cream in this deck also, but how they would speak to one another, I think, is, like I said, most important. So we have Fear and the Three of Cups, and I love that there's the four skulls, four skulls in the person's hands, which goes along very well with that Three of Cups energy. Like, what are you afraid of? Why are you afraid of making friends? Why are you what are you fearing in your friend group? Do you feel like you're not fitting in somewhere within there? Something along those lines. Then we have Eight of Pentacles and Patience. Those go very well together. You need patience and time in order to perfect your craft. King of Wands and Intuition. I like that. Temperance and blockage. What is blocking you to move into a place of balance or moderation in your life? That sort of thing. I really like that. And I like the fact that this image is like facing this image also. High Priestess in Tears. That's an interesting combination. Are you letting your emotions override your own inner knowing, and therefore you're not following it because your emotions are ruling everything right now? Maybe that's what that means. Two of Cups and Shadows. There's something going on in this relationship. Before you jump into it, you need to explore some of that. Is that shadow within you, or is that shadow within the other person? I like this combination with one another. I think these two decks work very well together. I like that here's the world and here's the image of play. Okay, so you just completed something. You've just made it through this whole entire cycle, come to the end of it, and before you rush in and start something else, why don't you take some time to relax and play and enjoy what you've just accomplished in your life and that sort of thing. So this would be a go-to, I think. So I'm not exactly sure what my practice is going to look like this month in February. I do know there are some different types of readings that I want to bring forward into my practice. Like, I want to do a reading around my word of the year. I want to do a reading around my temperance card, my card of the year, around the universal energy of the hermit. I want to do a reading around that. More than just like keeping track of what's happening, I want to start doing some active readings with that. So I was trying to think of oracles also that might help me along those lines, which the Poesis is why I chose the Poesis, I should say. One of the other ones I thought that might work is the Story Oracle. Now, this is a deck for creative writing, but I don't use it that way. I don't do creative writing. So I use it as a divination tool. The cardstock is crappy. I am not going to lie about that, but I think it works well if you want to create a story in a reading, or if you want to see what the beginning of the story is, what the middle of the story is, what the end of the story is, and then pull a card for each from here, and then do your tarot readings around that. So I've used this several different ways. So I thought, since the image on here is very simplistic, there's not much to it, and the colors really vibe with the colors here, I thought maybe this would work also. So we have Fear and the Wheel of Fortune. I think that vibes very well together because which way's the wheel spinning? Are you on the upswing, downswing? What's exactly happening here? Knowledge and the Five of Cups. I could see that working together. Queen of Wands in reversal. Two of Wands in rivalry. I like this. I like this with the two swords right there, the two wands right there, where you're making your plans, thinking of where you want to go. But are you going in that direction because you're competing against someone else, or you think that they have what you want, so that's why you're choosing the direction that you're going in? Nine of Pentacles. Oh, surprise villain. What are you really gaining from everything that you're acquiring? That is it this false sense of security that you're creating, kind of, with that surprise villain? Ten of Pentacles and lessons from the past. That goes really well with that whole legacy aspect, and you know, you need to grow in order to create a future that you want to have. So I like that. The Moon and the Guardian. I really like these paired together. I really do. I don't know if the Story Oracle is fitting the exact vibe that I'm looking for in the month of February, but I would definitely pair these two. Oh, look at that. Six of Wands in Celebration. I think those go perfectly. But this would be a good one to pair with it if I was doing different types of readings. So another deck I considered using with this is the Animal Apothecary by Kara Elizabeth. This is 44 cards, manifestation and fulfillment. This is the Hay House production. This is the mass market. I think this was independent, but don't quote me on that because I'm not good at knowing what was independent and what wasn't. But I thought the coloring in this would work very well with this also. I used this for a month with clients. I was surprised with the way the readings came out last year with this, because I don't really use animal decks that often. So let's see here. So we got the Devil and Immense Growth. So we have the Hangman and Self, Worth, Love, Value, and Respect. I like that combination with one another. You know, you need to gain a new perspective on what you think of yourself, how much you value yourself. You teach others how to treat you by how you feel about you. That's kind of how I would see that. So maybe step back and look at how people are treating you and where you need to step into that self-power. Three of Swords. And then we have Destiny and Path. So we have Hermit and the Inner Truth. That is perfect. A perfect syncing up of energies right there. I really like that. Seven of Cups and Surrender to Receive. Get your head out of the clouds and, you know, really focus in on what you want and then let go. Let go and let it come to you how it's going to come to you. The Lovers and It's in You. I'm liking this pairing, and like I stated, I don't use animal decks that often, but this would be a fantastic pairing with the Tarot of Hearts. Page of Cups and Nourish the Shadow. Yeah, I like this. So this could be a possible contender for readings with this deck in February, depending on what I'm looking for in the reading. So since I chose an animal deck, I thought, well, let's pull out a botanical and see how they would match up. So I decided to try the Southern Botanical Oracle. I don't know how this is going to work. When I go for plant type energy, I always usually go towards one of my tree decks. So we will see how this would work together. So we have the Two of Swords and Archangel Root, which I've never heard of. Receptivity and Female Essence. I don't know how I feel about that. King of Pentacles, Leadership and Greatness. Okay, that's a good match. And even the image works together. The Emperor, Counting and Time Cycles. Yeah, I could see that. The Hierophant, Love and Sensuality. I don't know. Maybe the Fool, Ease and Gladness. Okay, this is definite, and look at all the yellow there and yellow there. I like this, but it's not, I don't think it's going to fit for the readings that I'm wanting to do with this deck in February. So while I think this could work together, it's not exactly what I'm looking for. Death, Sorrow, Regret. Okay, this deck, it would definitely work with it, but it's not the energy I'm wanting. So another one I wanted to try, and I wanted to try this one just because I'm looking for a reason to use this deck. This is the Dream Song Oracle by Angie Sullins and Marta Orlowska, and this is is this US Games? I believe this is US Games. Yes, this is US Games also. So let's see how these would work together. So we have the Magician and Court the Feminine. Strength and Learn from the Bees. Well, I don't know the meanings of these without going into the guidebook. So Ace of Cups, Tend the Roots of Reciprocity. Okay, I could see that, but I don't like the images together. Queen of Pentacles, Enter the Conversation. It's too much of a clash for me. Six of Swords and Space for Change. Okay, the meanings of the cards seem to work very well together, but Seven of Swords and Seek an Ally. Oh, be careful who you trust. I really like that together. Now, I don't mind this imagery together because this isn't as busy as this one is, you know? So I just don't think all the cards work well. Four of Wands and Share Your Bounty. That is a beautiful pairing. And then 10 of Cups and Abandon Worry. I like the sayings and I like the meanings, but I'm just wondering if this one would be a little bit too distracting with the Tarot of Hearts, because the artwork is so different. They're not even close to like being in sync with one another. So I have two more decks and then we're done. So the next deck that I wanted to pair with it is the Signs of the Time Oracle by Krista Banner. This is Crystal Banner. This is a Hay House deck also. I love this deck. I use this deck all the time. I use this deck to read for others all the time. It's simple images and simple keywords and a title. It has warped, as you can see, which is frustrating because I shuffle it a lot. So there's that. But this deck gives you so much with so little to the image and the words. I mean, I don't even use the guidebook for it, honestly. I never have. I can't even say whether or not I've read through the guidebook because I just intuitively let the cards speak to me and that sort of thing. So let's move on here. Knight of Pentacles and the Labyrinth and Journey. I like that together. Eight of Swords, Evil Eye and Protection. Protect your thoughts, protect maybe who's in your energy, making you feel like, you know, you're unworthy of something, like you aren't good enough to go after something, letting other people's opinions get into your head and that sort of thing. I think that works well. And even the imagery, I think, works well together. Nine of Swords, Anchor and Stability. I could see that, and I like the way the images are with one another. Page of Pentacles, Traffic Cone and Caution. Ten of Swords, Yin Yang, Balance. You need to bring some sort of balance into your life before you continue this cycle with others. I mean, that could be a possibility. The Star and Mountains and Obstacles. Yeah, I think this is a definite pairing. I really like the way these speak to each other. Five of Wands, Peace and Harmony. Like, okay, do you really need to battle over it? Is it worth all that time and energy that you're sticking into this? Look, find a way of peace in order to get what you want. Knight of Wands and Recycle and Recover. And then King of Swords, Mirror and Reflection. Maybe your words are being mirrored back to you. That sort of thing. And Queen of Swords, Rainbow and Hope. See, the Queen of Swords can be a rainbow. She knows what she wants, but she could be a rainbow too. I don't know. That's funny. I like the way these speak to each other. So I think this one is another definite contender. So another deck I thought I would try to pair with it is the Creative Consciousness Healing Oracle by, who is this by? Is it Johanna or Joanna? Right? Is who it's by? Okay, so my thought process for this was bringing in that healing energy, maybe some self-care energy and that sort of thing for February. I don't know. Like I said, I was just kind of throwing ideas out there of maybe what I wanted to focus on in general for reading. So we have Nine of Cups, Allowing Flow and Ease. I like that. Three of Pentacles, Healing a Scarcity Mindset. Okay. I could kind of see that working. Four of Pentacles, Communicating with Your Truth. I like that. And I don't mind. I mean, these are just, they're basically shades of purple palette. So I think that goes well with the red and everything else that's going on in these cards because there's purple in a lot of these images also. We have the Ace of Pentacles, Burning Away What's No Longer Needed and searching for new opportunities. The Tower, Connecting with What Was. Oh, So maybe this is taking a hard look at those broken foundations, at those cracks and those crevices that are appearing, so you can take care of them, move away from them, heal them, whatever you have to do before you come to that tower moment. Then we have focus with Page of Wands, being deliberate with your attention. I think that's really good with the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is excited about trying new things, doing new things, and maybe they need to focus in on what one thing is that they want to work on or pursue, or whatever that may be. Then we have Knight of Swords, challenging yourself with compassion. The Knight of Swords doesn't often have compassion. That's my viewpoint of that knight. I think that he can speak out of turn. I think that he charges in and inserts his ideas and opinions into things sometimes where they're not wanted. So yeah, maybe that, have a little compassion. I'm liking how these work together. Five of Swords, boundary cloak, gentle, loving protection. That is perfect for this. So maybe someone screwed you over and you need to be gentle with yourself now. You need to protect yourself, step away from that energy. These are beautiful together. Eight of Cups, rooting, I think this says rooting in the power of your purpose. Grounding. That's an interesting pairing together. And then Page of Swords, accepting all parts of you. But maybe that is also accepting all parts of everyone else too. Because maybe the Page of Swords could be a little bit judgmental, because sometimes I see the Page of Swords as thinking they know it all. So I mean, because they have that thirst for knowledge, and they'll ask a bunch of questions about things, but they also, I feel, because of their immaturity a little bit, think that they already know it all. So maybe it's not just about accepting all parts of you, but accepting the parts of others too that you've passed judgment on. And Three of Wands, reclaiming the power of your body. So I do think that this creative consciousness healing, I need to slow down when I talk, would work very well paired together with the Tarot of Hearts. So I think my favorites for this month, if I'm looking for an oracle pairing, are going to be this one for sure, Signs of the Times, and I'm going to go with the Poesis oracle as another one that I could pull out and use with this deck for certain readings that I'm planning on doing. What was your favorite in these deck pairings? Was there one that you preferred over the other? And if you have used this deck, tell me what you're pairing it with, whether it's tarot, oracle, affirmations, whatever it is that you're using. I'd love to hear your favorite pairs with the Tarot of Hearts. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you being here. You know the drill. If you like the video, thumbs up, subscribe, and all that good YouTube stuff. And until I see you next time, bye.